Hello, everyone, and welcome to Married to Bravo with Joleen and Shanna. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, Episode 7. Beef is served. I'm Joleen. I'm here with Shanna Christmas. Smash that like. Let's set a like goal. I'm going to say, what should we do? Like 206 likes, Shanna.
Okay.
Just a random ass
Yeah,
number.
206. 206. Whose area code is that? 206. Where you
206.
at?
Not mine.
We'll come and do a show in your town if you're in 206.
Yeah. Oh,
But only if we get
oh my
206
gosh.
likes.
That would actually be a good incentive, I think, because we're so funny.
Oh, we're so funny and everybody wants us to come to their town. So
Yeah, we have to do the Shanna and Joleen tour. It should be like the Christmas something. I wish I had a cool last name. So it could be like the Christmas, like if my last name was Day, like the Christmas Day tour. Or the
Ooh.
Christmas Spirit, if my last name was Spirit.
Right,
These aren't great, but you know what I'm saying. Something nice.
Yeah. I'm down for that. Spirit Halloween Christmas Day tour.
Right? Well, Leah says Birmingham 205.
Yay!
Close enough. We'll go. I've never done any shows in Alabama. Have you?
No, I've only been to Troy, Alabama. When I played volleyball, we played Troy State, and they have very soft water there.
Soft water?
Yeah. I took a shower, and I was like, I still feel soapy. Is that what's going on? I'm like, that's soft water. I was like, oh.
What's soft water? Because I know hard water, you have to put like pellets in your water. Because you don't want it hard.
It leaves you really ashy. And so soft water makes you feel like you're still soapy. Like it's like,
gosh.
Yeah.
Slimy. So it's like,
ooh, yeah.
I see. It
could be moisturized water. Yeah.
Could be bad. Hello, everyone joining us. Smash that like, you guys. Shanna hit 300 subs today. So thank you, everyone who subbed. Lady Di said I was 301.
Yay.
Our next goal for Shanna is 400. We're getting there. We are getting there. We're getting there.
Go.
Let's go. I pinned her channel at the top of the comment. So feel free to just click that like in another tab, hit that subscribe, and we'll be on our way.
Is that link working now with the handle?
I don't know. I grabbed it from.
Wow.
Maybe, I hope it is.
I think it just started. Yeah, they started the handles like maybe a week ago or something. I forgot about that.
I think. I wonder if you just have to click on the @Shanna Christmas.
I don't know.
I don't know how those work because it's a handle. All right, 202 likes to go. Really? To hit our goal?
Yes. We're getting there.
Oh my God, Leah coming through with the insight. Soft water is good for soil, for boiled peanuts and such. Okay.
Yeah, you can grow some nice crops with some soft soil.
Look at that soft water for your crops. How fun. All right. Well, this was a crazy episode.
Yes.
Okay, let me read the description of it from the technical description of it, which doesn't do it justice. Okay, so Beef is Served is the name of the episode. Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, Episode 7, 7-7, okay? The girls' trip continues as the ladies head out for dinner where there's a lot of beef on the menu. The birthday girl, Karen, continues to deflect questions about her friendship with Charrisse. I don't like usually I think they do pretty good with their titles, but this title does not do this episode justice.
Yeah, the beef is served. It's kind of like, oh yeah, because Peter says he has beef, so it's about Peter.
Yeah, oh yay, Peter. Here's my thing. Peter needs to stop being so petty. And we are seeing Patricia, just like Nene said. I don't care. At this point, how are you going to have beef with a lady and a lady that you owe emails to for your business deal?
He's like the 15th housewife. He's crossed over 2 different franchises now. Yeah, he's got a peach and whatever they use in Potomac. He's got one of those too.
Right? And Giselle was saying that Peter said, so this is all according to Peter, which again, I don't know if everyone remembers the history of Peter, but Peter, he wasn't, Cynthia's family wasn't a huge fan to the point where they hid the marriage certificate. And he kind of sunk those businesses and that into the ground. So I don't know how much I trust the P-Man, but he told Giselle that Wendy did research on him to seek him out for her Nigerian. Well, I feel like Peter is a salesman and he knew he could, because Wendy's all over the place with their businesses. I'm Candace.
Right.
I'm on air. He could easily be like, oh, you want to make, what was it again? Like a lounge library youth club?
Right. Yes. Yes. Yes.
You
A
know,
biblioteca with Nigerian food and alcohol at night.
yes, a biblioteca. But I think Peter, like, you got your screen time.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's true that she like researched Peter. Like, doesn't she know Peter from Atlanta from the TV show? Like, what does she need to look up? Like at this point,
He's not even that good at business. No offense, but I mean,
no, he's not.
wouldn't you ask someone who's good at business?
I would think so. Which is, it's interesting because like maybe they're just trying to keep it within like people that they know and try to like help build out more Black wealth or whatever and deal within their own people. But who knows why Peter is the person they're picking for this, but
but he is all over the place. And we just want to let you guys know, that John Hopkins has no involvement in our show. Okay.
Yeah, Johns Hopkins is not, they have nothing to do with whatever this is tonight.
Oh my
so
God. John Hopkins
disclaimer.
is like, no, we don't have anything to do with Joleen and Shanna. And they don't have anything to do with the Real Housewives of Potomac.
Yeah, like that's so funny. Like, why did they even have to? Did they ask Johns Hopkins for a comment about the show? What is this?
I think it got to the point where Wendy mentioned that she is a professor for Johns Hopkins University so many times that now they're like, okay, we have to separate ourselves from this part of it. We liked it,
Right?
But then there was throwing martinis, and then we didn't like it anymore.
Right, but I mean, she didn't throw the martini.
No, Mia did. But I mean, I think anything that has to do with any kind of TV violence or fights, they're probably like, oh, even though she definitely did not. We'll get into all that, but that was not. No, I've been watching other people's.
Hopkins is like, it wasn't me. We're shaggy.
It wasn't. Yes, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
I've been watching other people's reviews to see what they think, and people are, some people are pro Wendy, team Wendy. Some people are even team Mia. I was very surprised to see it's mostly men that I watch, like my man friends who cover the show. And I told them in the chat, they have it all wrong. Shout out to So Deb and Busy Blue, we love you. But I feel like we'll break that down too. I feel like when you're a woman, and I don't mean to speak for all of us women, but I think that we have a different reaction to the way Mia came at her. Yeah. With that and that whole, like, I don't have to answer to him. I'd have to tell him if I'm in town,
It's true. Why do I have to?
So we start the episode, Shauna, and because it left us with that cliffhanger of Mia like, hey, Peter, I love Peter. Peter's so great. Why does she do this thing? You can tell she has those veneers because she smiles with all of her teeth. She's like she just like, and I'm so over Mia at this point. But she's like, I love Peter, he's my best friend, and Gordon and Jean, maybe because they're both bald, I don't know, but like we've known them for like 10 years, and he's like so great.
Oh yeah, that's what she's doing.
It's too much. Like talking to Peter. So she actually asked Peter. She's in the business. She's in a business that's not her business. She's like, Granted, Peter did say I have beef with her, which is so stupid to me. A grown ass man with a gray beard has beef with a lady that you owe an email to.
Right. If you have beef, why are you not talking to Wendy about it then? Why are you? See, that's why I feel like all this is like behind the scenes, like staged, messy stuff. Because like I have a beef with Wendy, but if I check my phone, there's a text message that I didn't respond to or an email I didn't respond to. But I'm going to say I have beef with her because I haven't heard from her yet. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, so you can get more camera time. Because Patricia, he loves this. Peter loves the camera. Nene has yet to be wrong about Andy Cohen, about the men on these shows. Nene reads it right, and a lot of the women too. You have to remember, whether you're a Nene fan or not, she does get it right about a lot of these women and men. So she's like, Penner, what's the deal? Why are you so mad at? What's your beef, Stu? And he goes, I'll talk to her when I talk to her.
Right. So none of your business. Yeah.
Exactly. So she's like, oh my God, I can't wait to find out what the deal is.
I want to go start some mess.
I'm gonna start some mess. I can't wait. No one's wearing underwear in this episode. Everyone is just free vagina, free vagina,
Yeah. Yes.
free the vag in Miami and they were like, I might get sweaty.
But is it hot there? It's like hot and then it's like cold at night. They seem to be like cold at night at this bar. Like it's not
right. And Mia's wearing like a turtleneck
right.
dress, but her vagina sweaty. I don't know.
Hey, I mean, that's why you need the fabric there to soak up some of that moisture. You can't just have it.
Right? Do you just want it? And then Ashley, she's like, I'm not wearing underwear either, and I hope I don't drip. I'm like, we're dripping? Are we really? I mean, I know there's things
normal flora.
Yeah, normal flora, but are we dripping? Okay, I don't know.
Okay,
what's going on?
Hey.
Okay, sure. The vagina is a magical creature. So then Ashley, speaking of Ashley is talking again about her divorce from Michael. Just get divorced, right?
Did you hear or see that story? Is that real?
What?
That she's pregnant again?
Who said that? I feel like who said that? Who said it?
I just saw like a video that said that she's pregnant with her third baby.
Did you see that at RDZ? Robin
I have
Dixon?
no idea. No,
TMZ for Robin Dixon?
I don't think she has her own channel yet.
She was just dating Luke.
I don't know. I don't know. I just saw it when I was like looking on the tube and I was like, how did nobody know this? How is this not a thing that people, I don't know. Maybe I don't know, but it was from like 3 days ago. I have no idea. I don't know.
Okay, so we don't know.
Sorry.
She might be pregnant. You'll have to Google it because there's so much in this episode.
And then it's like, what the French toast are you doing?
Yeah, and whose is it? Because what's his face get snipped? Michael Darby. He got the snip.
Uh-huh.
He got the sneepers allegedly. Okay, so she's like, you guys, is this normal that I'm putting myself out there on TikTok? Okay, yeah. And all my exes are hitting me up, and they're like,
right,
girl, they're gonna want to have sex with you.
That's literally how that works. As soon as they find out you're single, they're in the DMs. This is not some new concept. Even sometimes before you're single, they'll be in your DMs. It's just.
But she's acting like so new to this. Just like, oh my God, like you've been counting down the contract days till you could stop having sex with Michael Darby and have sex with attractive people who are creeps,
Right. I'm so surprised at all these men in my DMs.
I know. I mean, granted, who wouldn't want this on top of them? Or behind them, I guess. Or
not behind. I don't know if it's worse on top or behind. I feel like do you leave the lights on or off when you're dealing with that? Is it just
I think you drug yourself. Just comatose, I think. Just like I'm gonna
a lot more beers. Get drunk.
I'm gonna be sleeping. Whatever happens, I wasn't there, but consensual. Okay. So yeah, it was good, ALS. I'm so glad you caught us live. Yeah. For the check. That's fine. That's fine. Exactly. Gollum. No, thank you. So then we have Charrisse still calling around, trying to find another room. I mean,
Charrisse is so not interesting to me.
Right? Why is she here?
I still don't understand like what that was probably the peak of the entire season for her. Like they're at dinner and Karen's like, I haven't heard from you in 5 years and now you're talking to me. Like that's literally why are you here, Charrisse? Go find a bathroom to poop in. Just go
exactly. She's like, I can't wait. How Charisse's voice go? She's kind of just like,
I don't know.
I came back to that's more Karen. But anyway, she came back to bring up Blue Eyes or whatever again, all these years later.
Apparently.
I do agree with her that this room situation is ridiculous. This is such a trash situation for these women. These are housewives. To know that Robin and Giselle are sleeping in a room together, fine, whatever, but they also can hear every time someone flushes the toilet. What is this?
Yo, that was so funny. Like, how are you a real estate developer? You're like, we're going to build this nice house or whatever, and whoever sleeps down here gets to hear the shit go down every night. Like, what?
Because Ashley's like, is that a steamer or something? They're like, no, that's when someone takes a dookie and flushes it.
I don't even understand how you let that fly. Like nobody complained about that. Like the homeowner wasn't like, we gotta fix
Right?
this. Like you couldn't soundproof the pipes somehow. Like
Nobody on the Airbnb was like, hey, great house, could use some more rooms. Also, I can hear every time someone flushes.
right. I feel like that
Like,
should have been something that came up at an inspection or something. That's just so weird.
It's so weird. So I do feel for Charrisse on that one, where she's looking to stay at the Four Seasons. She's looking, and they're just like, we don't know her. We don't know you. We don't have room.
But do they not have room? I feel like Mia was like, it's really hard to find a room. Like, is it?
I think they put her on hold. Like she was calling herself.
She's calling herself. Oh, you mean she's calling the hotels herself?
Yeah, she was just like Expedia, like a regular person.
You don't have an agent for that? Y'all ain't got a hookup? I got a hookup.
Nothing.
I know somebody somewhere that can help me do something, and I ain't nobody. You ain't got a hookup at a hotel?
Not an assistant, not a rich friend. I mean, this is Miami. Most of the households, I would say, yeah, no, like a friend.
Why don't y'all have a friend who owns a condo or something down there, like Luann or somebody?
Right. Jamie B said, this trip is a mess, but still better than Robin's family day. I mean, nothing is worse than the potato sack.
Robin. Robin just keeps proving herself to be a mess every episode. She's getting worse and worse.
Just a mess. So then we're finally in the car and they're headed down and they separate in two different cars. And obviously Karen and Charrisse are not in the same car, but Mia is having quite the time talking shit on her friend. So her real life friend, who she's known forever and ever, and they may or may not have had threesomes together. They insinuated on these episodes they may or may not have been raised together by maybe the friend's moms. What's the friend's name again? Jacqueline? Jacqueline. Yes. Okay, Jacqueline. So she's mad at Jacqueline because Jacqueline says, hey, I forgot my toothpaste, tampons, curling iron, clothes, soap, and courage. Can I borrow yours? And then Mia's like, I'm not giving you all that.
She forgot her toothbrush and her deodorant. Like you're literally at a place where you can just go buy. Like, why? What is this? Why can't you just go to a store?
Right.
I don't understand any of this. This is such the weird. It feels almost like we're watching it's like, okay, fine. It's reality TV. It's scripted, but I feel like it's somebody else wrote the script and it's not good. Like they need, it just feels very much like you guys are just trying to make stuff happen on the show and it's not.
Yes. Good. And it's more reminding me than Potomac. It doesn't look like Potomac to me at all. It looks like the first move-in weekend of the Bad Girls Club. Remember when people would move in and it was in like Miami? Remember they had a Miami and they first moved in and no one had anything because all they brought was breast knuckles. Like they were just like, we forgot. We brought Vaseline and breast knuckles and that's it. And the way Mia's acting, and the interesting part is she is name calling Wendy in this. And saying, you know, Wendy's ghetto and all this stuff. And it's like, what? How? What?
It's weird. She kind of drags everybody though. She's like, well, I can understand why you don't like Charrisse either. And Jacqueline, I don't like you either. And Wendy, it's like, what are you doing? The entire show. She's just like talking about everybody.
Like, why would you say that about anyone on? I don't know. I was like, I don't know. It just seemed really, that to me was like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't understand that at all. But they do have a conversation. So then let me pull up, but I don't even know if I have a screenshot of Jacqueline, the friend. Okay. So just imagine her friend sitting next to her. Okay. This is her. Because I forgot. I don't even know if I have a screenshot. Because her friend really is only there to be abused by Mia at this point. Her friend's in the car, and her friend does say, they were talking about Charrisse to Karen, and her friend's like, I like Charrisse. And then Jacqueline's like, yeah, but I can kind of see where Karen's coming from and that she was complaining about this house and stuff. And then as she's starting to explain something, her friend kind of goes, and makes like a face. And then Mia's like, I'm not talking to you. And then keeps going.
Such a fucking bully. It's almost like, you know, it's Mean Girls. It's like, this is my house. This is my trip. I booked it. So you have to kiss my ass and shut up. You're not even on the show. You're just my friend. Yeah. It's just like, it's gross.
They passed by 100 stores and we have Amazon Fresh now.
Seriously. Some of these things could have been remedied so quickly. Like you get off the plane You've been there for like a day. Like you already know that you don't have your deodorant and toothpaste. Like you could have already sent somebody. Like you could have done so many things. You're just trying to make it a story that like you're Mia's cursing. You're getting cursed at by Mia on TV. That's going to be your thing. Like to be her little puppy or whatever. Oh God, go
Not
away,
good.
Jacqueline.
Yes, go away, Jacqueline. Go away, Mia. This just it's not working out. Even though Mia is, going to be turning on her, so okay, maybe it makes
I
you a
can't
little
wait.
more interesting. But I don't even know if we're going to see it this season. Are we?
I hope
Or is
Jacqueline's
this
got
after?
all the bones, all the skeletons. I would love to see what she has to say because
Me
at this point, Mia
too.
needs to be taken down a peg. She's doing too much.
She really does, and she's really proud of herself until we get to the end, and then she's still a little bit proud of herself. So then we got to hear again about Reasonably Shady, the podcast. Does anybody listen to that podcast? I mean, it must have listeners.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm sure they get their fair share. Good for them.
Yeah.
But they're talking about pooping in front of their significant others. And Shanna, I want to know, are you going to do what Giselle and Robin say, get down, dirty, poop, shower, have your 14-year-old sons walking through, naked? What did you think about this?
I don't know about the children, but I don't want children, so that's not even going to be a thing I think about. But I'm definitely a person that's like pooping with the door open and like having a full-on conversation, like, hey, come look at this meme real quick. Like, I'm real annoying in that way. And no one's ever liked it. No boyfriend has ever liked it. It's like, Shanna, can you please shut the door?
And you're like, no, I want you to experience this. It's natural.
You know what it is for me though, too? I get scary. So like if I'm home by myself and I have to use the bathroom, I'm like, is it better to have the door closed? So when I open it, there's a murderer standing there, or do I just leave it open and then he just murders me on the toilet? You know what I mean? Like,
you're right. Worst place murdered too, like a murder poop. Like wait till please stop it.
It's just the opening of the door that scares me if I'm by myself, because I'm like, he could be just standing right there, and so I'm not sure if I want the element of surprise, or maybe he smells it and he's like, you know what, never mind. Just,
you would hope. You would hope it. You never know, because I mean, ick. Okay. I will say that it wouldn't be like, I mean, I've been married long enough that if I saw Chow poop, I would be like, okay, but it's not something I want to, and I don't want him to see me poop. Now, farting, toots, they were talking about, letting it out. Yeah. That's going to happen. I mean, I'm not the type. I have friends who will be like, like toot on their husbands.
Yeah.
Mine usually sneak out because I'm still of that age group, I think, where we just try to hold it in as long as we can, which is very unhealthy and leads you to the gastrointestinologist. I can still remember the first time I farted in front of Chell, and it was really early on in our dating, and I was unclothed, and I had been taking Beano like crazy dating him. Because I was like, oh my God, this guy is now staying at my house. Like I can't have him, know that I do these natural things with my body. Disgusting, And I was like, I'm going to go get ready, and I'm like, and then just, it sounded like a pop. And he goes, did you step on a bottle? And I said, no. And I started crying.
No, you cried?
I did.
Oh my God.
It was really pathetic. Yes.
Don't cry over the toot now.
I was 29 and pathetic.
Oh my God.
It just was one of those things. But now it's obviously hilarious because it sounded like I had an Aquafina plastic bottle, and when you step on it, like a pop or something. And yeah, that is exact. Because in my stomach, I mean, I don't know how I hadn't tooted in, weeks, and I just kept popping Beanos. I had no idea. I was like, this is healthy. I didn't check with it, and then at 30 had to get a colonoscopy. So there you go. Don't do that. Just fart in front of your boyfriends and girlfriends and whatever.
I love farting. It's so fun.
It's pretty fun. It's fun when you're by yourself.
I have some great ones. Like if I do like a really impressive one, my ex would be like, oh my God. And I'd be like, right? Right? I'm so impressed.
See, that's good. That was good. Yeah, that further sealed the deal that love wins. Love wins. Yep, exactly. I mean, and that was, and you never know, that could be the time where you realize your significant other has a fart fetish, which then, awesome.
Man, people be out here farting on cakes on Craigslist, man. If I could do it on command, I'd be a rich girl.
Right. There is a girl in the 90-day community. I think her name's Stephanie. She farts in jars, and she bought a house with those fart jars. So
yes, I recall that being a story we did once on the podcast I used to do, where I was like, wow, she farts on like the little flowers, and she puts the flowers in the jar.
I don't remember, but that probably makes sense because having like just the jar
of air,
you'd have to have something. Yeah, that's not enough.
Fart into like the like little petals of a flower.
But I mean, she bought a California house with that. Those are some good farts.
I'm over here trying to get monetized when I could just be farting in a cup right now. You know what I mean? Like, what is life? What is life about, y'all? What are we doing?
Right?
Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
I should just use my natural abilities, just queef in a can, ship it out to the
ship it. That's why I'm doing. Did I tell you that I'm gonna start? I was gonna start it when my mom was here, but I'm gonna start doing the Feet Finder website.
Yeah, you should do feet. If you're already,
you should too. Let's just do it and see how rich we can get, Shanna.
Oh boy, but I still have this pedicure nail polish on my toes from June.
Awesome. People probably have a fetish with that, like old ass petties, .org. And you can in Feet Finder. I'm telling you, I saw a girl on TikTok bought her mom a Mercedes, was selling her mom pics and didn't even tell her mom. So I told my mom, Nana, I said, I'm gonna start selling your foot pics. She's got corns. It's beauty, all kinds of stuff. I'm sure people are very happy. And she was down with it once I said the Mercedes thing. So, you gotta do what you gotta do.
So it's not even it's not even about like pretty feet. It's just like just make it interesting. It's like that episode of King of the Hill when Peggy was, stepping in corned beef.
Oh, she had like size 15?
16.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. It's like Mia.
Smacking it with a little ping pong paddle, just getting all the kinky stuff. Eggs, cracking eggs with them.
Because you don't have to show your face. I mean,
not at all.
I'll get so slutty without my face and my feet. You know what I mean? Like with just my feet.
Or let's put like a little like furry helmet on. Like the furry community where they kind of wear the costumes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Princess says, and didn't you crash one of those?
Yes, New Year's Eve we were at a hotel where there was a furry convention happening at the same time, and we were like, "Oh, we must go in here." And we
do they have $30 holes so they don't have to take off their suit when they do it?
I don't know. I think they have like a zip up thing, but I didn't really see. I wasn't looking too much at all the outfits because we were the only ones dressed like normal people.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to be like ogling all night. So we're just trying to be cool. But it was wild. So I imagine if I had like a furry costume on just with no shoes, maybe I'd be able to rock it like that. And just kind of.
That is such a good idea. We should try that. Princess says, I've done a foot fetish shoot. He said, your feet does not have to be pedicured. They like all kinds. Yeah, there are people that want you to, it was Jax Taylor from Vanderpump Rules. Do you ever watch Vanderpump Rules?
I used to, then I stopped. I couldn't keep up with all the things. So yeah, I did at first.
It went downhill, but Jax would like his girlfriends to walk around without socks in their Converse all day and then come home all sweaty, and he would like put it in his mouth and stuff. And then one time I saw that video. Remember that video that went around where it was a guy in a car driving and his wife was in the passenger seat? Maybe not his wife, maybe his girlfriend, maybe his sister. I don't know. I'm not going to judge, but he had her foot and he was like, as he was at a stoplight and people filmed it. And it was like, oh my God, he was going to town on it.
There's a video I saw where the girl was getting a tattoo. And then while she's getting a tattoo, there was a man sucking on her foot. And then he was like pouring ketchup on it. Like her whole foot was in his mouth. So she's like getting a tattoo and she's like, oh. And I thought it was because she was in pain. But I think it was because this dude was sucking on her whole foot. I was just like, what? Is this a service that you can buy?
What site was this on? Where was
I think it was on TikTok or something. I don't know. But her whole foot. And he was like, going to town. And then they showed her face again. They cut back to him. He's like squirting, Heinz 57 on top of her foot. Just And it's like maybe they offer that service so like the tattoo doesn't hurt, so you're like distracted by that you're not. I don't know, but
Or maybe it's those
it
people
was
that have a fetish with pain and feet
child. I
to
don't know,
watch
but
I don't know.
there's a market. We got to
There's
go
a
to the
market.
market.
Exactly. We got to get rich. I think they get naked princesses with heads on. I think I saw that on Real Sex. Okay, I was wondering because I thought, well, do the furries have holes in their furry costumes so they keep them on? Because is it the fur thing that gets them off? I don't know.
There was an episode of Gigolos where he dressed in a furry costume and then he had sex with the lady while she was in her costume, kind of. I don't.
Mhm.
Real Sex though. I used to watch that all the time, Princess. That was
Was that on
my
HBO?
jam. I think so.
It sounds familiar. Yeah. So much like Trey is saying to unpack here. Okay, so I don't even remember where we are, but I think we're just driving in the car. Oh, the pooping thing. Yes.
Yes.
Now, the 14-year-old son, while she's showering, put it in the chat what you guys think. I mean, I understand my mom is a whole exhibitionist. Like she'll just change anywhere and she's like, who cares? And I'm much more private. And she just whips her boobs out. And I'm like, Mom, seriously, like we would work out together back in the day. She thought it was funny to flash me. Like she doesn't care. She's like, it's just body parts. It doesn't bother her. But then I think I'm more private because of that. So my mom, of course, used to walk around the house, not completely nude like a creep, and especially not in front of my brother as he was becoming a teenager, because I think my brother would have been like, please God, no.
Right.
But I would probably stop as they become teenagers. I mean, neither of us are mothers, but I don't know. What do you guys think? It's a little, people are saying it's too much. It's a little too much. It's too much. It's a little too much.
Yeah, I'm an exhibitionist. I mean, I like having my cheeks out and like running around the house because you're not supposed to.
Yep.
So my mom was always like, put clothes on. I'm like, but why? There's no one here. It's so fun. But not
you and my mom would get along so well. You can go to a nudist beach together, and me and your mom can go buy some turtlenecks.
Yes, we must take an adventure together. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I don't mind it. Like, yeah, if you're just like, ooh, I shouldn't be down here in the kitchen with my titties out, but you know what I mean? But there's other people in the house, and I'm like, fine. But it's like me and my mom, sure. I'm just like, look at my boobs, look at my butt.
See, and I feel like I always call my mom a perv because I'm like, couldn't you just want to see my boobs? Like, she's like, oh my God, you know? And I'm like, dang, perv, get out of here. Like, she'll try to like go in dressing rooms with me still. I'll be like, like, no.
Well, no, that's not that now. The dressing room is where I draw the line.
Right? That is a private place. But yeah, when Robin's like, yeah, I'm just like washing my stuff, and my 14-year-old comes in and might take a dump and I'm just like,
Is there only one bathroom?
Well, they're maybe in the condo. There used to be, but now she got this big house. They don't have to. There's more room. Yeah,
like it might just be like he comes in there because there's only one bathroom and he has to poop. There's nowhere else to go. That's different than just like, oh, he just likes to come into my bathroom and poop, even though there's like 4 more bathrooms.
And now they do. Exactly. Okay. Maybe when he did live in that townhouse briefly for the bankruptcy and such before the hats took off, maybe that was the deal. Not enough bathrooms, but I don't know. ALS says my mom used to go topless around the house, but only in front of me and my sister. Yeah, I would feel like it would be creepy if my mom was like, hey, Billy, to my brother. Like,
right.
And I just think there's not to like sexualize the mother-son thing at all, but it's just, I just think your kids probably would prefer you to, when they're teenagers of the opposite sex, not
right
walk around naked, unless you were like a nudist family, I guess.
Yeah, or European,
exactly. The French. I mean, I'm sure the French are just like wee, you know. Just
I know a French man. Yes.
Really, he's like that.
He sends me dildos. Like, what do you think of this? Do you think this is cool? I'm like, bro, I'm at work.
It is not dildo time, but it is dildo time in France.
Yeah, he's like,
the time difference.
Dildo out. You're like, all right, thank you.
Deal.
And I'm going to go to France, and I'm going to France in June next year because he told me that they go down on people, and so I'm like, woo woo.
What do you mean? June is like the go down on you month?
Well, it's summertime, so they like go out to the cottages and have wine and go to the beach, and it's nice. and then they all lick your vagina. And so
Who's all the French get together and
all
lick
the
your
apparently somebody's gonna lick mine.
It's summer at the cottage. Oh my gosh, I've never heard of the fellatio. No, what is the cunnilingus? June? Is it
Oh
the
yeah. Well, I just know it's
cunnilingus?
summertime is when they go. It's nice out. There's beaches. There's somebody's got a cottage. I'm invited, and so
And was the selling point like, hey, want to come to France? I don't know, it's France. Well, it's summertime, nice weather. Yeah, I don't know. We got a cottage. I don't know. We're gonna go down on you. I'll be there. I'll be there. We will.
it was more like I feel sad that you haven't had enough people go down on you. So we're gonna take you here and show you what it's supposed to be like. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh my gosh.
Fix me right on up, Pierre. Let's go.
Do this Pierre right. Sun's out, buns out, eat out. All right. Well, I mean, more reasons to love France. Hopefully, they don't smoke at the same time or do something dangerous. But
well, hey, maybe I'll see somebody do something crazy like that. So you can blow a smoke in there. Okay.
Yeah, maybe you could eat like a baguette during it.
I would love to eat a baguette. Ooh,
right?
Some bread and head.
Onion.
Okay.
Okay. Je m'appelle Shanna. Yeah.
Bread and head, June 2023.
Yeah, Mia had her vacation trip in the wrong country. I mean, she can't even get enough bathrooms for these women. And Shauna found a place in France where they just go down on you all of June. So in a cottage. So
yeah, what is
your
up,
life
Mia?
right. Tamara said, I went to France this summer. They're tops off at the beach, but that was it. You missed did you go in June though? Because that's when they go down on you, not July, just June.
Right, I would love. How was it fun though? I want to go. Go back with me next year. You want to get some head and bread?
Head and bread. Yeah. That should be your tour, Shauna.
Yeah.
Yes, the French tour 2023. Head and bread.
Coming to a cottage near you.
Yes.
Coming in a cottage near you.
Yes, coming in a cottage near. This could sell. We could sell this tour. We could get sponsors. We could get all the sex toys, all the baguettes. This could be good. Wine. I mean, this could go. Thank you, Tamara, for the first super chat of the night. Yes, head and bread.
Funny. It's so funny that now that Mia's photo kind of goes or whatever we're talking about, she's like, oh, ew, you guys are being naughty. Now the photo's relevant.
I used to do that. So then we get to the dinner, and that's when things start really coming alive because,
dun, dun, dun.
Yes, first we're talking about Karen. I think there's a conversation about Karen and Charrisse's relationship. And Karen had talked to Wendy briefly at the Miami house, just saying, yes, she wants to, she told me at my spring awakening party that she wants to get lunch. And I said, well, this isn't the right place. Karen said she said something that she didn't say all of that. But Karen was playing a little more hard ass to Wendy when she was retelling it. But you can tell that Karen does not have time for Charrisse. And she was like, well, we can, have lunch or whatever, get coffee and walk in a Starbucks or something.
Right. But even she said she wanted to have lunch and then she never called me. So
yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to chase you for the meeting. I don't want to meet with you anyway.
Right. And this storyline of This Is Charisse's storyline is to win Karen back after you allege she had an affair on her husband with no receipts. Then come with the receipts or come with the guy to the reunion, but you didn't. And now 5 years later, you want to get back in her good graces, but you really don't, but you do because you want back on the show. But Karen's just trying to ditch her every chance she gets. And it's really not that fun.
Yeah, it's I'm over the Charrisse. That's what I'm saying. This was the peak of whatever she's gonna do all season was right here. That's
You're
it.
Right. 100%.
She didn't do anything.
Thank you for the super chat. My boyfriend is French. I went in August. I love food and the best wine. Well, you got to get head and bread and a little bit of.
I'm pretty sure she got some head if she was with her boyfriend who's French. I'm pretty sure that happened.
That's true. The French yeah. So good for you, Tamara. Good for you. Charrisse just knows she needs Karen's approval to get back on the show. Yeah, and she's not going to get it. See, this isn't the way
Look at that
to get
face.
it. This face.
That's not the face of approval.
It is not. Not at all.
That's a no.
So this, I mean, I was just bored at this part because then,
Yes.
I do like Karen's faces, but she's just like, I don't really want to meet with you. And Sharice is like, well, I
Right.
didn't smile. Well, did we smile when we met each other? And we saw their awkward smile. I had the picture up earlier. It's like my favorite when they're just like,
good to see you too.
good to see you. We'll meet for lunch. I mean, these women don't like each other. So we just don't need Sharice. We don't need her as a friend of the show. She's not fun. She doesn't bring anything with it. She's Robin's friend. So that's like 2 wet blankets at this point.
Right.
Don't
Boo.
need. Boo, go. Was there some Ashley talk at the dinner? Because all I'm remembering is the fight now.
No.
Yeah, I think Ashley was. Oh, Ashley's gonna drink. She's gonna get. Oh, yes, there was talk about Chris and the butt touching, and this again.
Oh, right.
That they are setting Chris and Candace up because Giselle is spreading that. What's her face's friend, Ashley's friend's butt was touched, and Ashley's like, I don't remember saying that. Giselle's like, no. And then everyone's like, I heard it. They heard it from here, from there. But it's one of those telephone things where they just started this rumor about Chris that he's inappropriate. Like me, I was like, he's looking at me. And then the producer's like, he was not looking at her. In fact, he was not even looking in her direction. Right. And then this friend that Ashley had, again, we see Chris like on his phone like this. And then allegedly she said he was kind of like leaning in, being flirty with her. But then it turned into he was rubbing on her butt. And then Mia's shady ass is like, well, maybe because Candace doesn't really have an ass. He wanted to see what an ass was like.
Now, was this allegedly at the spring party where Chris is rubbing on somebody? Or is this some other moment? Because that doesn't make any sense that he would do that right in front of his wife. Why would he do that right there?
Exactly. He wouldn't. And no one's touching Ashley's friend, and no one's looking at Mia, and no one's making Giselle uncomfortable. Even she says that no one was making her uncomfortable. She was just uncomfortable because she's in a room with a married guy, and she had a married guy who cheated on her all the time. And she's just trying to make something up.
Every week the story gets more and more like, oh, well, first he sent me a DM, but there was nothing. And oh, one time we went into the room, but there was nothing. And then he touched my friend's butt at the same party where he was looking at Mia.
How did Chris do all this stuff? Men don't multitask that well as it is. So the fact that Chris could get away with all of this under Candace's eyes, give me a break.
I gotta watch that episode back now because I'm like, I gotta just watch Chris the entire time.
Here's Chris.
CCTV on Chris every night.
Yeah. When do we leave to go to Candace's concert? Like, he's just texting.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, when did he have time to touch somebody's butt and to stare at Mia and to text Ashley? It's like, where? At this party? I'm so confused.
Yeah, the party where Chris looked bored as hell, like Tamara.
Yeah,
bored. He's leaning. Yes, bored. He is bored with cameras, with producers pulling receipts showing that none of it is true. So now we have this whole butt rubbing, and it's just, again, more slander. Again,
just escalates like, oh, that didn't work. Let's try this. That didn't work. Let's try this. You're like, all right, well, the reunion is going to be lit. I can't wait. It's going to be a long time for the reunion, but it's going to be a pretty good one. I can't wait for Chris to go off on everybody because
he will.
It's ridiculous. I can't do it.
It's so ridiculous. And it's so clear that there was a push. There was a push last season on Wendy's relationship. They went forward, and Giselle and Robin were more than happy to bring up this, like, something's wrong with Wendy and Wendy's marriage, and this alleged thing on this fake ass blog all about the trees. And they just made up a story about Wendy's husband, Eddie, with no receipts or anything, trying to tear apart this marriage with 3 children, which I think is a trash way to make your living, but go ahead, fake blogs. And they pushed that, and it didn't work. So then Wendy came back at them, pushing at her fake storyline, her fake get back together with Jamal Bryant. And she didn't like that. So since that didn't work, they got to push back at Wendy even harder this season and act like she's some kind of aggressive antagonizer that is the reason that Mia can't keep her hands to herself.
Tired.
Which takes us to, so, okay.
I saw a tweet where somebody posted that picture. It's like, she's just a deplorable.
Yes, this is the one. I grabbed it from that tweet. Yes, this is the picture they got. So Peter comes to the table finally. Patricia comes over, and Patricia's like, hey. And then Wendy comments on, is that the Nigerian shrimp or something? And he was like, no, I had that for a long time. So they're just kind of, it was a weird conversation, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he walks away, their little niceties. I don't know if he says he's going to talk to her later or something. And
Right.
then Mia won't let it go. She's like a
Mm.
dog with a bone. Okay. She's got to get herself into this. So she's like, well,
Yeah.
I'm going to go talk to him because I heard they had beef.
And even
And
when he said I got beef with Wendy, he didn't say like he was mad. It's almost like
no.
it's like a joke. Like, whatever. She's just trying to be messy. And she
What if
delivered.
it was like, how, and maybe like flirtatious, kind of how you're like, well, now I'm kind of mad at you. You didn't come hug me. You didn't come say hi to me. People would do that like in high school, junior high, college, would be like, you saw me, you didn't even come hug me. Like, you'd be like,
Right.
stop it. So it felt more like that than he has legitimate beef. But again, it is petty Patricia. So we don't know. Peter will get in his feelings about these women that are not any way romantically involved with him or anything. So
do you think we're going to see Peter at the reunion now because of this? Is he going to get a fucking make an appearance at the reunion?
Probably. And I'm just like,
and Giselle still won't have a man when she gets there?
No shit. Well, people were like, doesn't she date Peter? I was like, what? Did they date at one time? I don't know, because Mia's like, we've been best friends for 10 years with Peter. We've seen him through all these relationships. And Giselle's like, I met him at some award show back in the day. And I've known him for so long. It's like, yeah, that's just goes to prove how much Peter wants to be in these women's lives. Like, he wants to be on the Housewives. He knows as a businessman, like, this is good for all of his businesses. He's not a dummy. So he's not doing anyone any favors. So this is what takes us to then Peter is, Mia inserting herself. Peter already said he'll talk to her about it, but Mia has to go over there, and Charrisse has got to go to the potty. She's just like, I have urinary issues. I have to go to the bathroom a lot. So she's like, Karen made me upset. I got to pee. So she's got to pee. And so then all of a sudden, Charrisse is like, hey, this Karen thing's not working out. I would like to open a champagne bar.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you questions about business, but
oh my God. And then he's like, you're not going to blow me off like Wendy. She's like, nah, I'm good for it. And then Mia's like, she is good for it. She's really good for it. And then she's like,
I will put money on Charrisse over Wendy.
Right? And Charrisse is like, okay, I'm going to go drain the main vein. I got to go. Charrisse would say something like that. Like, I got to go leak the snake or whatever. I don't know the things. I just know drain the main vein. I got to go drain the main vein. So she walks away to drain the main vein, which leaves Mia there to be like, what's going on, Peter? What's happening? Okay, what's going on? And he's like, nothing. I'm just, she comes to my city and she doesn't, tell me. I know, that's like Sarah, because she's like doing business with y'all.
Like, why does she have to? If this is how it is, you guys were talking, she asked to send the contract, you sent the thing, and then she asked you a question and then you didn't respond. Why is she then going to be like, hey, Peter, I'm in town?
And how the hell does she know he's there when he's got all these businesses, some run down, some still going? How does she even know which one's still up and running these days?
Right.
I don't know. Now it's North Carolina, South Carolina, Atlanta. I don't know where your businesses are. And also, like, what? I mean, it's so stupid. So then Peter's like, no big deal. I mean, he's actually at this point, he has started the beef rumor, but Mia's really pushing it.
She wants it to be such a big deal. She wants it to be. She's producing the fuck out of that.
Yes,
she wants it so badly.
She's doing a Giselle.
Everybody's beefing with Wendy.
Everybody is beefing with Wendy. You're right. Yeah. So then she's like, oh, I love you like family. Okay, well, I'll tell Gordon you said hi. And he's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go. The camera time over. Okay, bye. And then he just shuts down because camera time's over. So then she walks back, and then she's shady as hell at the table when they're. She's kind of like, well, he's got beef with someone. Just like you said, that it's really not that deep. It's not that serious. But she's like, and she looks over the side, like over to Wendy. And that's when she starts questioning Wendy about, well, he said he's got beef with you.
Yeah, he said that you asked for contracts and you didn't sign the contract and you didn't call him back. And Wendy's like, why do you even care, first off?
Yeah, Wendy's like,
Why
what
are
are
you his
you?
why are you his mouthpiece? You don't even actually know what the fuck's going on, but here
You
you
don't know
are.
anything.
Oh,
Exactly.
what a mess.
Legally loves your shirt, Shauna.
Yay! It's old, it's wrinkly. I've worn it so many times, but I re-upped at homecoming, so I have more.
Yay. Because it was a setup. Exactly. It just
Yes,
seemed so set up. And here's the thing. They're on vacation. Why would she want to talk about her business deals? There's so many reasons that this was none of Mia's damn business and she should have stayed the hell out of it. And she doesn't need to
right.
be asking Wendy anything about her business. And Wendy is out for the night. It was Mia's choice to go to bar one or whatever it is that Peter owns. Peter's there. If Peter has a problem, Peter can man up or Patricia up and go talk to Wendy if he wants to. But Mia, you don't have to do this dude's work. He didn't ask you to do it.
Yeah, that was the
You don't.
problem. Like she jumped in like she was his legal defense or something, like his little pit bull. Be like, "That is my friend, and how
Mhm.
dare you not email him back about business?" It's like, why are you more mad than Peter is?
No, she's just coming off like a pick me. Like a really, when it comes to dudes, there's always that one girl that's like, you hurt this guy. And it's like, this guy is fine. He is a whole
And
man, and we don't need to fight over him, for his business, for his anything.
he had a
It,
chance to say something to her right then, but he chose not to because it's his business, by the way, and he doesn't want
yeah,
to look stupid at his business. But here you are making his business look bad, Mia, at your
exactly.
friend's business, acting stupid as hell.
And like you said, Shauna, Wendy proved that no, she's like, okay, I'm Professor Wendy, so let me look through my emails. And actually, no, he owed
Right,
me. He was going to see if I could get a walkthrough. So we're not even at that part yet where we're signing contracts. This is in the early stages. It's none of your business. I'm trying to enjoy my night. I'm looking cute.
right,
What is happening here? And Mia just keeps pressing it and pressing it. Well, you should let him know when you're going to come in the city. And she's like, I don't need to let anybody know when I come in the city unless it's my husband, hot ass Eddie Osefo. And it is not hot ass Eddie Osefo. It is Patricia. Okay. And I don't have to tell Patricia anything. I got to tell Eddie stuff. And she was like, that is wrong. She's like, well, and she just wouldn't drop it. So she said, well, maybe that's what you and your husband do. I don't know the kind of things you guys do. And that's
right.
when Mia lost it.
That yeah, it wasn't even like you are trying to check me about some man who's not your man and trying to tell me that I have to check in with some dude about some bullshit. I don't do my life like that. Maybe that's what you do, but I
Yeah.
don't do that. And so don't tell me how to behave
Nope.
when it comes to
Exactly.
me, my life, and my business. That has nothing to do with you. And I'm not going to call Peter like Peter's not the mayor of Miami. That's Pitbull. So
Pitbull. So she's got to call Pitbull first.
you got to call
You know,
Pitbull and DJ Khaled first, and maybe Rick Ross, and
don't
then
DJ
Peter.
Khaled. He doesn't even go down on his
It's
women.
true, true,
So
true.
don't call him. Cross him
Well,
out.
at least somebody down there who's been there. Look, Trick Daddy, somebody,
Yeah,
Trick
call
Daddy,
Trick Daddy
Trina, so many
because
other people.
Trina
You
is
hit up
already with
first.
Candace.
Yes, exactly. Check in with them first, and then you hit up Peter Thomas if it's that serious. But he's not the first in line of people to contact in Miami. That's
No, definitely Trick Daddy, Pitbull.
right.
Like
Mr.
Peter
Worldwide
way.
is right there. Okay.
We don't need Peter. So she takes her martini glass and throws the liquor in Wendy's face like a trash can.
That triggers me because I got into a fight with some people in Vegas, and that's how it started. I was a drink in my face, and it's very upsetting. And
Oh,
then I
see.
beat the shit out of her.
Oh, Shanna, I would have loved to see that. I don't understand why people do that because that shit's assault. If you're
It
throwing
is.
drinks, if you're that's still people when people spit on people, like just hit me. I do not
Yeah.
want someone putting fluids on me.
Yeah, I don't need to be
Gross.
wet.
No,
That's the rude part. I'd rather you
it
just slap you with an
is.
open hand. A
Yes, do
backhand
something.
even. Like an old school.
Like, how dare you, ma'am?
Yeah. One of those
Like,
I would take over somebody
keep
putting
it
liquids on me.
classy.
Yeah.
Do some kind of like, and then wipe off your hand and then put it
Yeah.
back with the cloth.
Get a little glove, take a glove off and
There you go, the glove.
Come on.
Or do some old Shakespearean, like bite your thumb. Do you bite your thumb at me, sir? Okay.
Okay. Well,
Tamra, I know it was too far. It's when you in your head, you're like, this
it
is gonna be
sounded
funny.
sexual. I don't know
And
that one. I don't know that reference.
it was from, it's Shakespearean. I think it's from Romeo and Juliet, but I digress. Tamra, thank you for the super chat.
Monty Python.
Is it just me, or same thing? Or is the way Mia speaking annoying, like nails on a chalkboard? Shanna and Joleen, am I nuts? No, you're not nuts, because that's literally, she's like, he's my family.
I feel
And
like she even plays it up more when Peter's there. Like when she's talking to Peter, she's like, bye. What?
And then she does a lot of this with like her nails. Like, so
She's
she
annoying.
chucks this, and then Wendy's like, are you serious? Are you serious?
Oh,
And
look at
and
Karen.
then, right? Karen was like, and they did like the Matrix thing. They're like, Karen, how did you not get wet? She's like, because I am loved by the Lord. And then she's like, they did like a Neo
She's
Matrix.
literally just
edit.
sitting here chilling. Like nobody else looks like Karen looks like she has no idea something's happening. Like
Karen throughout this was so funny, because then she just like gets up really fast. Karen has a way of, the minute it gets any part of like physical aggression, Karen is gone.
That's what I do normally.
Yes, exactly. She is
gotta
like
go.
the restraint. Exactly. Legally says, I totally believe Shanna got hands. She played by the rules. I mean, she'll spike in your face. Right? Okay. That looks really tough. Yeah, it was so funny. Hi, short sec. Seeing Karen in all these different positions of like just hiding in the background. I would find, let me see if I got the right screenshots here. Just randomly Karen. Well, here's just one. Karen is like, I don't know. And Mia's, okay, so Mia's reasoning for getting violent. So not only does she throw the drink, she then tells Wendy to get up and leave. Wendy's like, what are you going to do if I don't get up? Like, who are you? You just threw a drink on me. And then she tries to hit her again. And she just keeps having to be held back from assaulting Wendy Osefo because she said, you talked about my husband. Technically, I guess she said maybe that's what you and your husband do, but you kept pushing her at like, why didn't you tell Peter? Why didn't you tell Peter? She's like, I don't have to answer to Peter because the only man I would answer to would be my husband if I'm going in a new city. She wouldn't take that, for an answer. You antagonized her enough. Now you're in a verbal match, and now Wendy.
Would you say she was being antagonistic? Fucking Robin.
Well, speaking
Robin
of that,
ran that word into the ground like she just learned it.
Oh my God, this was her the whole time.
She's very antagonistic.
She's antagonistic.
She's very antagonistic.
That down.
She's very antagonistic.
Did you slow that down?
Yeah, I did a little bit.
I was gonna say, did you chop and screw?
But I'm just like, Robin, stop.
She's very antagonistic.
That dress is very antagonistic.
Shut up.
Yeah, she basically was like victim blaming. It's like, oh, you don't want to get hit, then you better shut your mouth because the money
or hit her back. Go
hit
her back, then.
She can't. She's a professor at Johns Hopkins University. She has said it 726 times to us. She is the mother of 3 small children. She can't be out here punching Mia's ass,
And that's the thing too. Like they're all trying to set her up so she can be this dark-skinned Black woman beating up Mia, even though she got attacked first. And Robin's like, we're not colorist, but we're also going to try to make Wendy look bad. Hit her back or be quiet. Let her throw a drink on you and then be quiet. Don't make noise. You're being antagonistic, or fight her. I got my camera out.
Yes. Then she Karens the situation, pulls her camera because we're not going to have a he said, she said up in here. I'm going to put, and she's got the light on. I'm like, Robin, this isn't what I wanted for Robin. I wanted this to be Robin's season of being like able to speak up for herself. Yes. But she falls back into this trap that they do of, going after people that they want off the show, and her going in this, and it looks really sus that they were all on board for the Monique. It was kind of, for her.
I'm scared. I can't work with Monique. She's too violent. But also, you better hit her back or shut up.
Yes, right? So it's like, wait, you're against violence or you're for violence, or there's a time for it or there's not a time for it.
We are for it when it's somebody we don't like on the show. We don't like Monique. We don't like Wendy. We want them off the show. So we are going to condone it when it suits us.
Exactly. And so it just looked so horrible. And just, you're completely right. The way Robin just kept saying you're antagonistic. Oh my God, she's doing this. The blaming of Wendy, who is literally on an island by herself. The only two people that showed any kind of compassion or like that was wrong what Mia did was Ashley and Karen. And then they were mad at Karen because they're like, and then Giselle starts like,
be a friend to somebody. Be a friend. She's like, I am being a friend. They're both wrong.
Yeah, they're both wrong. And you like to team up and you have that group think. You and Robin are sharing one brain and one bed and one room over the poop, drain.
Right.
And so it's gone to your head or something. And so now you guys just don't make any sense. So you're expecting this woman who's already showing a great amount of restraint to what did she do to deserve that? Mia, the slightest, you were pushing and pushing Wendy and getting in her business, her literal business with money and all this stuff, inserting yourself in something that had nothing to do with you. Wendy was like, stop it. And she was like, don't even, Wendy, or like making it like Wendy was doing something. And then she assaults her on multiple occasions to the point where her nails are bleeding.
Right.
And she's still somehow the victim. And still you got RDZ being the TMZ. That was funny. The producers did a great job in the editing of this episode. The editors did great. But it was so frustrating to be like, to not have someone just completely stand up and go, Mia, you're 100% wrong. This could have been just a little verbal back and forth, but the fact Mia can't keep up with Wendy. So just because you're not smart enough to keep up with Wendy, Wendy somehow deserves to be assaulted?
Well, that's been the problem with Wendy the whole time. It's just she's too smart for everybody, and they don't like that. She's condescending because she has more degrees, and she's a professor, and she's smart. And so that's why that whole side of the table just sat there quietly, and watched it like, yes, this is her downfall. At any minute now, she's going to take the bait, any minute. And then it didn't happen. And now she's like, look at you, CEO, boss bitch, looking stupid as hell.
Yeah.
Look at you.
She's not going to be able to open any more massage NBs because how are you going to get massage? But some lady that is throwing liquor and hands at people, it was a whole mess. And then that's when she was like, oh my God, Wendy, you're so ghetto. Or she said something like that. And I'm thinking, Mia, why would you say that to any of the women on this cast? Why would you even perpetuate that? Especially there's only 2 Black franchises in this entire network. And you decide to be someone who's going to put that out there. Like you're a freaking weirdo Trumper, it was just like, what is she doing? And what are you even talking about? You got extremely physical. Trashy, like that's trashy
at your friend's business that you claim to care about and respect so much, and to go so hard to paint for him that you're gonna have everybody looking at you inside his restaurant looking stupid.
Yep. And Candace, she didn't make one appearance. She didn't have enough to be there, but I kind of wish she would. I'm glad she wasn't for herself because she was already in something last season that had to do with violence, but I kind of wished that she was there for Wendy.
She would have had Wendy's back, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like, but that's the thing. They can't handle Wendy and Candace's mouths because they're too quick-witted, they're too smart, and like we were saying, they're punished for that.
Now, why didn't Ashley say anything? She was like, I like Mia, but I didn't like that. But she didn't say it to Mia. She said after Mia was gone. Nobody went to Mia and was like, hey, that's not cool. Nobody did.
Yeah, nobody. They played into her bullshit when she called Gordo or Gordon and was like, can you get me a ticket home? And then she turned it into some kind of like noble thing. Like I was defending our family, Gordon. And it's like, ma'am, no.
Even the security guard was holding back Wendy. And he's like, Wendy, you're better than this. You know better than this. It's like, why I gotta be the bigger person? She threw drinks on me.
I know that security guard was fantastic. And I think people were saying in the chat, like, shout out to him. But yeah, why does she have to be the bigger
why
person?
Does she have, better? I know. So why don't you tell her to get the fuck away from me?
Yeah. And that's the thing. The security stuff is like, we don't think Mia knows better, but then hold Mia to a higher standard before you hold, Candace. When Monique, Andrew's saying spar verbally with Candace, she got violent, but y'all was cool with it. Mia basically did the same thing, and now it's a problem. I will say that with
when Monique couldn't verbally spar with Candace,
that to me was more of a sad. It was kind of sad because I enjoyed both of those women and it felt like something was just erupting like slowly. This thing with Mia, I feel like Mia would do this to anybody. I feel as though Monique is the type of person in that situation, she saw red.
Mia is being messy on purpose because she even noticed at Candace last season or whatever the fuck it was. Mia is a messy boots. That's not, and Mia has no other redeeming qualities about her. Like, people don't hate on Mia because she's like successful. She's just annoying. No, people hated on Monique. They wanted her off the show. There is a difference, I believe, in the way they are treating these things.
I think too,
and
I
think if you bring Monique back, then I don't care. If we're gonna be throwing hands, then let's everybody come back then. But
Mia shouldn't be able.
Nobody was saying that when Monique threw hands, I can't be on the show. But now everybody's like, I got Mia's back because she's throwing drinks at people. Like, where is the hypocrisy on that? Like, okay,
yeah, I agree with you. I think Mia's been messy since day one. I think people invested in Monique's story, but I think Mia just came here to cause trouble. And this seems like 100% more of a setup than that the Monique and Candace thing, like looking back at it, especially, was kind of,
they were friends.
Yeah, and it was sad because I'm like, no, I don't want you guys to do that. But this, I'm just like, oh no, she's just doing this to do this for TV or the approval of Giselle and Robin and them. This didn't feel like it came from a place of hurt or anything. And with the Monique and Candace thing, I feel like it did, and we were just more invested in those stories. But Mia came into the scene acting this way.
Yeah.
And it just seems like a revenge plot at this point. So,
and it's like, it's like she's just egging it on. It's like trying to create the drama. I don't think that Candace and Monique tried to create drama. If anything, I feel like some of those green-eyed bandits were behind the scenes trying to pull strings on that too.
Sure.
So
For sure. Robert says, I really think Mia lost position with the family business over that night. Oh, because there was those whole social media posts that she was putting out early when the season first started, that her and Gordon lost everything. This, family business, this business to his family members. So maybe it's because of this behavior, similar to how Monique did not come back to the show. I mean, there are consequences always for these actions. I do see what you're saying, Andrea, because there are times with the Monique thing, we'd be like, oh, that's Monique, like we can laugh at her like running out and chasing. And it is, I'll admit that on my own part, like that is a little hypocritical. But I will say, with Mia, there's just something in my being, like from the start, she just came to play a role. She came
Who
to
is she
cause
friends
mess. With? Exactly. Karen?
How'd she get on the show? Who brought her?
I think it was Karen, if I remember correctly.
Like, it just feels like there's like not like real relationships between all of them. It's just like, well, we'll bring in a messy boots and she'll just come in here and do mess. And then
everything about me is disingenuous. I mean, she just seems to be a lying liar who lies.
Yes.
And that wasn't the story we got with Monique. We invested more in like her family and stuff. And even though some of her stuff was really silly, like the Not for Messy Moms or Not for Bad Moms or whatever her bad podcast name was, but it was a housewife that, we were, some people for the most part were interested in, but Mia, she just comes off as very disingenuous. Kay Diggs, thank you for the super chat. Hail Queen Wendy. Mia is trying anything to come back another season. Cancer, Chris rumors, and now fighting. And it shows.
It feels, like she's just trying to create drama so she can stay on the show because she creates drama, not because like we care about her story. Like, nobody cares about the cancer anymore. Like, she couldn't even get enough sympathy for any of that. It was like, do you have cancer or no? Now we don't care. Okay. So now it's the next thing.
Exactly. Just so disingenuous. But I like hearing everyone's perspective in the chat and also calling out if you see a little, hypocrisy. And I do think we will accept certain behaviors from people that we like or are invested with, I think a little more than we will, I
just think if you're going to be okay with violence, then let everybody be violent. But don't be sitting here being like, oh my gosh, I can't film with her. And then I'm filming for TMZ. You're like,
no,
why aren't you scared of Mia now? You know what I mean?
Exactly. No. So, and that's the thing. It's just, it's all for show at this point. Mia forgot her age day one. Yes. I mean, she's a lying liar who lies. Like, it's just, I tried to give Mia a chance as a viewer, just like, okay, well, I want to give her a chance. You know, I don't want to, like, I'm sure she gets like slut shamed and all this stuff, you know, but as the time went on, it's like, no, she's not fun to watch, especially doing this shit.
Yeah, she's definitely trying too hard to make it a thing, as opposed to like, you can be like likable and still be a problem on the show. You can do both.
You really can, but she definitely has not mastered that because everything is inauthentic. It's very disingenuous, and I just don't believe that Mia is any of the things she says. I don't even believe she's technically a fighter. I think she just wants to have something. Shout out to Mims is here. Make it make sense says Mia and the bodyguard were about the same size. Wendy, watch out. I mean, for real, it was Mia.
Let me tell you something. Make it make sense. I'm 6'3". Okay, people that size don't really know how to fight. That's why there was a lot of throwing drinks and hold me back. Mia ain't got no hands. Trust me. She's never been into a fight in her life. She doesn't know how to do it because she's a big girl. I know. People don't mess with me either, but we don't have enough practice in that arena. That's why the drinks get thrown.
Oh, yeah, because people see you and they think, well, I'm not going to mess with her. She's 6'3".
Exactly.
So you're never put to the test. So it's like the little
watch
ones
out
you got to
for
worry
Candace.
about.
Candace will throw hands. Ashley said, you throw a drink in my face, I'm going to throw hands. Them little ones will beat the hell out of Mia will get her ass beat by Ashley or Candace. Guaranteed.
Do you think this is back to maybe Mia? Do you think maybe though because it kind of reminded me of like, remember in Showgirls when they would get in fights and stuff, like the movie Showgirls? So maybe this is reminiscent to Mia's beginning of her career. Maybe
she's trying to push somebody down the
backstage. Stairs, yeah. So maybe she's kind of doing that to get ahead. I don't know.
But it gets so exhausting because you know what? It's like you watch so many different franchises and then you start seeing the different characters, and then it gets exhausting seeing people do like the puppet thing. Like, this is Elisa Rinna where she's like starting drama, or it's like, so as a viewer, we're tired of seeing that same kind of trope that happens in every show. And she might think she's like, oh, I'm doing something that's good for the show. But as an audience member, I'm like, I just watched the whole season and somebody like stir a pot, and it's like so exhausting, and we don't care.
Well, and Mia was like, I'm about to whoop her ass. You know, she was really
go do it.
Just
she could have pushed him down.
Exactly. She could have done a lot more. Her other tall friend got up, Jacqueline, whatever her name is, without her own deodorant, not brush teeth, and was like, don't do it, girl. You're going to lose everything. And Mia's like, you can't talk about Gordon like that. You don't know.
I mean, shut up.
Shut up.
You can't literally instigate a fight, and then when someone comes back and says shit about you and your husband, you're like, well, don't you talk about, well, we was talking about Peter at first.
Yeah, we're talking about dudes. You're saying I have to answer to this dude I definitely do not have to answer to. That's what I told you. And I said the only man I answer to is my husband. And you said, yes, you do have to answer to him. This is not about your husband. You said, well, maybe that's what you and your husband do. Because again, you're in a relationship with Gordon and you guys put it out on the streets that you've mixed and mingled. And now your friend Jacqueline, you showered and not showered together. So Wendy just mentioning that, hey, maybe that's what you guys do with men, women, all in between. I mean, even before they went to Miami, she was like, what can I do and what can I not do?
Right.
Well, I don't know. Talk to Gordon.
I just don't think that, like, whatever. I'm sick of her.
Mim says, is it slut shaming to shame someone who admittedly slept with a married man on a nude beach in front of people? Well, I think because it's the difference is it's like a woman's story. It's that woman's story to tell. It's Mia's story to tell, and we can't shame her for that. I don't know anymore.
If she's proud of that, I mean, I don't care. I just think that her behavior now has nothing to do with any of that. It's like you are acting like Peter's guard dog, and then you're throwing drinks on people because what? You're so out of pocket. It has nothing to do with none of that.
Andrea says, Candace doesn't have hands. That's why she threw lettuce. Wasn't it Mia who threw the lettuce first?
But yes, Mia threw the lettuce back, though, is what I'm saying. So,
okay.
If Mia
here we go. The infamous lettuce.
If Mia had the upper hand, she could have walked clearly across that counter and did what she had to do. But she just threw the lettuce and then she walked away because she ain't about that life.
Yeah, because Candace did throw the lettuce first and then Mia threw it back.
Right.
And she could have,
She could have grabbed that hand and snatched her over the counter. She could have done all kinds of stuff if she really was about that life. But she wasn't. She's like, here's a lettuce, bye. and she ran off. So, and I do that. If somebody hits me, I'll hit you back so you can stop, and then I run away. I do enough. I just do enough to make you stop messing with me, and then I'm like, bye. I get it.
That's so funny. I was telling my niece and nephew when they were visiting this summer, because my nephew, he's only 5, but he has like this little bully, and I think the kid's name is like Carl or Craig. I'm like, who the hell names their kid Carl or Greg or some name? Don't name your 5-year-old that. So he's kind of picking on him. So me and he's like, kind of like, what do I do? He doesn't really like to talk about it. And so we were telling the 5-year-old and 8-year-old, we're like, listen, if someone's bothering you and you can't get out, the best way to break up a situation like that, uncomfortable, is to be like, did you just fart? I'm pretty sure you farted, and then run the opposite way. And at that time, like in that age group, to be like, oh, I didn't fart. We're just thinking of anything to tell him that would just be so silly to get you out of that kind of situation without being like, hit the kid back, because you don't want these kids, hitting each other. But
that's the problem with Wendy, is that, and me, I would get into like altercations as a kid too, and I have a mouth.
Me too.
So you say something, and I'm like, okay, that's why your parents are divorced. And then you're like, I'm gonna kill you. Like, it's
the buttons to push when you're in those situations. My friend Patrick was like, Joleen, you have a dagger for a tongue. And I do. But if I'm not in a situation where I need to have that dagger, if we're not in a verbal thing, then I'm sweet as pie.
Leave me alone. I don't fight, but I'm gonna make you want to fight, because I'm gonna say something that you can't rebut it. You're like, oh wow, I have no comeback. I guess I'll throw lettuce. Like it's because she hurts my feelings. Leave me alone, dude. You don't want
your
this.
ego. The ego gets hurt. The ego is very fragile in us humans, and so that's how you resort to violence then, because you can't verbally.
You don't have no more skills, so don't do it. Don't jump into. Leave Wendy alone. She drag y'all all the time, and y'all can't handle it. Just leave the woman alone. Let her be a bad businesswoman. Y'all can talk shit about her candles. Yes, that's fine. You found one thing she can't do. Great. She's bad at business, but she got 18 degrees and she on TV talking about professional shit. Fine. Y'all mad about that because she always making y'all look stupid. Leave her alone.
Yep.
Exactly. Drag her about her business. Just keep about the business. You might be okay.
Maggie Town says, we can shame a woman for sleeping with a married man. I mean, I'm gonna shame them both. I mean, that married guy, he owed something to. I'm always like, don't blame the chick in that situation. Always blame the dude, because I feel like the chicks always get. And again, yes, it's not a good look to go after married men, but he's the one with the ring on his finger. He could easily put his dick in his pants and walk away. You do not have to have sex with someone. He made the promise to the woman.
Single people ain't got no vows.
Nope. And I mean,
hey man,
don't.
Some of these dudes don't wear rings either.
Yeah. Yep. And Mia lied about how she met Gordon. Yeah, we found out recently. It's like,
right
now it's the nude beach story.
Yeah, it was a nude beach. I thought you met him at work. I thought, okay, wow. I thought you were only 10 years younger, but you're 15 or 20, or you're the same age. I don't understand.
Right. Let's get the likes up. Thank you, DGF. Cal Them Blues says, I don't know if I want Mia off the show, but I'm definitely Team Wendy. Mia's voice is starting to get on my nerves. Lots of people mentioning the voice. Mim says, I wouldn't want to have a verbal altercation with Joleen. She'll cut a bitch. I think that's something Shanna and I have in common. And that's immediately one of the first things I really liked about you, is because you are so quick and you just are so smart and you're on it. And I remember in particular a situation where I was getting, attacked online. And Shanna tagged in, and she was just like owning dudes on Twitter, just like boom, boom, boom. And I was like, you don't have to, Shanna, you don't have to. And you were like, no, I'll do it. And
it's my favorite.
And you were so good at it.
I love it. If you're talking shit to somebody online and you spell something wrong, oh, I'm on your ass. Oh, I'm about to ruin your whole day.
The grammar girl.
Oh, God. But now on my videos, people are like, you're not funny. I'm like, thank you. I'm trying to learn restraint now, because normally I would go back at people, but I'm learning. Thanks for the views, ho.
Exactly. You still watch, you still engage, and thumbs down is same as a thumbs up. But I mean, it is a lot of wasted energy,
Right.
My friends used to tell me that too. I used to really go in and dig into your psyche if you hurt my feelings. Yes, like my brother's like that too. I think we just if we fought each other, like verbally as kids, we would get mean with each other
Yes.
because it's like the people you know all the things that are going to hurt them.
Yes.
And there's certain people that are better at, going back with that. Do you enjoy hurting people? No. Well, some people, but not most people.
It's never, for me, it's like I never intentionally go out there to hurt people's feelings. But if you start with me,
Yep.
you might get your feelings hurt. So
Get your feelings hurt.
it's okay. Just leave me alone. You can talk shit about something else that I don't have an advantage in, but don't do this. I want to hurt your feelings. Let's just have a good time.
DGF says, I don't have a slick mouth. Don't worry. I have a slick enough mouth for the both of us. You just let me know. Let me and Shanna know. We should be hired. Maybe people, it's like a service we could provide. Do you have someone you're mad at and you want to go at online or this or that, and you don't know what to say?
Tag me in.
Tag us.
Tag me in, and then we'll send you a Venmo request at the end of the fight, depending on how long it goes.
Yep. I love that. It'll be like our little slick mouth business. Okay. Do I think Wendy will be let go from John? I hope not. I don't think she really has. Does she have a contract? Is she just contractual? Like, I know she teaches there, but I don't know if she's a FTE employee. Yeah. Or if she is just contractually there for certain classes. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, because my friend teaches at Yale during the summer sometimes.
Oh my God, Shanna, you hang out with some very.
When I tell you, I know somebody who does something everywhere. If I just knew somebody who had a lot of money and gave it to me, I would be set. But
you just need to know Mr. Hollywood or Mrs. Hollywood to open.
Whoever wants to give me money. The problem is that, they have money, but then you got to do stuff to get it sometimes, and I don't.
Yeah, and it's not them going down on you. It's like the other way. It's like harder.
Oh no! God. I'd rather just like and subscribe, y'all.
Yeah, just like and subscribe. I'd rather just collect unemployment. Just do the fuss than all this. So this fight went on pretty long.
It was like 20 minutes of the show of them back and forth, up and down.
There's Karen's like, oh no, with her purse in the back, just
disappointed Karen, but Ashley looks like she's amused.
Ashley does look amused. Ashley's just happy that I think the only reason Ashley stuck up for Wendy in this sense, because I was surprised she kind of piped up and was like, well, I would be upset too. Like I would throw hands, or I would, if someone threw a drink at me. And I think it was just because her and Wendy recently kind of bonded. After her and Candace blew up, Wendy stayed back and talked with her because I'm thinking, why is she doing anything for Wendy at this point? I'm like, I think it's because they had that little moment.
But the thing is, though, you can not like a person, but also be like, what you did wasn't cool. You don't have to just take the other person's side because that's your friend, regardless of what they do. That's not what friendship is. So you should be like, I don't really like Wendy like that, but Mia shouldn't have thrown a drink. And that's okay too. You don't have to be like, well, I don't like Wendy, and so, whatever happens to her, happens to her. Like, okay, but if that was you, you would have threw hands. So,
oh my God, if someone would throw a drink at Robin or Giselle, can you imagine? They would freak. If Mia did this to them, there would be nothing that they would have said that would have ever antagonized this. The Green-Eyed Bandits would be like, oh my God, you're a monster. They would be calling the police. This
Robin would have fought because she almost fought several times.
So get out of here, guys.
Robin would have been through hands her damn self while Wendy's recording.
I'm just so disappointed in Robin. I was excited that I saw her this season stick up to Giselle and kind of have her own opinion on things this season, especially with the Chris situation. I was like, yeah, I love this part of Robin. But then she showed up in that daytime dress at the nighttime with those sleeve things. What was she wearing? What in cross-dress-less is happening here? This is not good. It is this is a daytime dress. What is happening?
Maybe they started in the daytime. No, that wasn't. They were going to dinner.
No, so this is not this. This is Marshall's at best. I can't with Robin. This is not embellished. This.
I honestly, it's like you would think Robin's like on like the come up, right? Her she's out of bankruptcy. She's got a new house. Business is fine, but her man won't marry her. Do you think Juan actually lives at the house? Do you think he actually lives there?
Where else is he gonna live? Like now that she's the main moneymaker,
I don't know. He lives there. Maybe he has like his own like Stedman
condo?
shed.
Stedman. Maybe he does. Maybe he got a he shed, she shed.
Yeah, he's
He
just
shed,
back
she
there,
shed.
and then he watches the kids while she films, and when she comes home, he dips. Like, I just feel like,
His masturbation shack, masturbation shack.
yeah,
Video games and whacking in and pizza.
yeah. I just feel like he doesn't want to be on the show. They're not gonna ever get married. It's not happening, and
So sad.
she's probably just upset that like the storyline with her and Juan is kind of like fizzled out, and so now it's just like I want to ruin somebody else's life or something.
Right? What is it?
It's just
Why
sad.
is she so mad at Wendy again? I know we go through this every episode, but I don't
Yeah.
even remember what Wendy did. What? I could
What
have
did Wendy do?
Giselle is going to be mad because she definitely pulled all the receipts and didn't hold back with the Jamal when they were coming for. Oh yeah, she did. Well, Wendy did make some. They did have some verbal altercations last season.
But that was like that
about
was
the
because
relationship.
that was like you're getting all your body work done because your husband's cheating on you or something like that. And then Wendy was like, "Well,
Yeah, and then
you
Wendy kind of came back at them with some stuff about. But remember how excited Wendy was when they first got engaged again for the second time?
super
for the
happy
second
for
marriage?
yes, super
Oh,
happy
she
for
was
them."
like dancing and
Yeah,
just like
yeah, yeah.
clapping, so cute. And so I don't even remember. I don't remember. Thank you, Tamara, for the super chat. And thank you so much, Diana Lee. Like and join Joleen and Shanna. Yes, yes, yes. Tamara says, question to both. Do you think Candace not being there influenced the way this scene went? I get this feeling 100%.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I feel like you said, if Candace was there, it wouldn't have went down like that because Candace would have had Wendy's back.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like she would have been trying to shut some of that stuff down and checking other people for not saying anything either. Like, why are y'all ganging up on her and making it be okay or whatever? Yeah, I think there was something to that with her not being there.
Yeah, I agree. I think that had Candace been there, you have two women then that none of these women can really verbally spar with and come close to winning. I think it would have held back a little bit. But then again, Mia just, she was just gonna go for it. She had it in her. It was, you just saw she came to the dinner before she found out the stuff with Peter, and then she's like, I'm not dropping it. Even Patricia was like, it's okay, I'm good, I'll talk to her later. And she was like, you need to do this, and you need to, and you should have told him. It's like, who are you to tell me anything, Massage Envy? Get out of here.
And even before that, like, you guys are gonna stay in the same bed. Like, she set them all up even before Candace.
Yes,
Candace isn't even there yet.
Oh, you're right.
She doesn't even know that she doesn't have a room. So she's gonna show up at 10 o'clock and she's
This is
gonna
such
go
a
to that
setup,
bed. Yeah, all of
Shanna.
it's just a setup, just to get under those two people's skin. Like, you're gonna have a room underneath the roof, but I won't tell you where it is. So that she's gonna make Candace and Wendy sleep together in the same room, in the same bed.
And she's like shitty about it. She's excited about it too. Because she even brought it up again. She's like, Candace doesn't even have a bed.
Right.
And it's like, how is that getting back at something? Like, that is I as a viewer don't want to watch that. I want everyone to get their room. It's okay if they have maybe a little disagreement about who gets the nice room, but I get sick of that too. You know, it's like they constantly, other seasons are worse. New York is terrible when it comes to that, and Ramona is the worst when it comes to the room situation. But oh man, yeah, you're right. This is that's why it's just such a freaking setup, and it's just so unnecessary.
Everything is to get under the skin. It's like, put them in the same room, don't give them a bathroom, do all this stuff to poke. And then
it just seems too much of a gang up mentality. And I hate that. Even if I don't like a person, I will like them if I feel like they're getting ganged up on.
Yeah, it's too manufactured, and it's like, it's stupid.
It's stupid.
So, this is like to be continued number 2, right? This is the same vacation. It's the same day for 3 episodes now. It's like been
the same. So then Wendy's like, I'm gonna leave. Well, she doesn't at first. Mia, because Mia immediately, she knows, like, she's not that dumb. Like, she knows that what she did is embarrassing. And just, Robin and Giselle, like, you gave her exactly what she wanted, because they wanted you to provoke her to start throwing things and get aggressive. But Mia, was just like, whoops, sorry. And so it didn't work out the way that she wanted it to. So then, like I said, she's calling Gordon, and then they're all walking out to see how she is, and no one is checking on Wendy. And Wendy doesn't leave until Giselle's like, well, Mia's not doing very well. as you could expect,
Right.
poor Giselle. And she's like, well, I'm not here for the Mia like sympathy party, so I'm gonna leave. And then we're gonna see her going to the house, packing up her shit, because I saw a little spoiler for the next episode.
I was looking for one. I couldn't find one.
Yeah, there was like a 2-minute one, and we have Ashley checking on Wendy, and she was like, hey, she's drunk by this point because she was like holding up her glass, like, oh, another one. I'm not procreating tonight, And so she's drinking her Corona, something with this girl. Does she know there are other Mexican beers? I mean, seriously, there are so many delicious.
You know how many beers you got to drink to get drunk at this point? You have to drink so many. Like, take a shot, girl.
Right, just stick with the
Grow
wine,
up.
stick with the tequila. Like at this sucking down those long bottlenecks. That's just inappropriate at this point. So she's knocking, and Wendy's like, I'm changing right out. She's like, hey, okay. And she's like, I'm changing, I'll be right out. Wendy comes out with all of her bags while all the other women go down to the basement to basically talk shit about Wendy, and sympathize with Mia. So Mia's back at the house. They're like, are you okay? She's like, I don't know. My nail's bleeding. I don't know. So Mia's not going to end up leaving. It looks like Wendy's at least going to go to another hotel for the night, but I don't know if she'll leave Miami as a whole. Charrisse shows up. She's like, hey guys, it's me, Charrisse. I don't know. I forget how Charrisse talks at this point, but she's like, I don't have a shitter. And the friend Jacqueline that friend Jacqueline, she even said, I wouldn't be friends with Mia if we weren't already friends since we were kids.
If I knew you, if I met you later on in life, I probably wouldn't be your friend. You suck. And that's a big thing to say. It's almost kind of like a revelation. Like, wait a minute, now you're treating me like shit, and I'm on TV getting treated like shit. So she's watching this back being like, damn, Mia really was dragging me on TV.
Yes, she was. She's like,
that's not my friend.
She likes hookah. She likes all this stuff. I was watching So Deb and Busy. Shout out to them and their review. And Busy's like, she was outing her, like, and then she smokes crack and she does this. Like, she was just going in and she smokes hookah every day. And it was just like, she was like,
but Chris wanted to talk to her. But Chris,
you actually do a good Mia. That was good because that's exactly how her hand is always like.
Chris saw all of those things, was like, let me rub up on her. Let me grab up on her, or whoever Chris is supposed to be talking to. Yes. I can't deal.
No,
that's embarrassing though. If that's my friend and you're on TV talking about me like that, I'm not
your friend then.
That's a wrap.
That is a wrap. Tamara, thank you for the super chat. Said the ladies who are the angriest are the ones who have drama in their relationships. Ashley, Giselle, and Robin, miserable.
It's true.
And was Mia wearing? Yeah, she was wearing a turtleneck dress, but said her vagina needed to air out. So
yeah, she had it. She had it like tied at the bottom. I don't know if that was part of the dress or how it was made, or she just tied it like that.
I didn't like that look because I always think like at any chance your baby door is gonna be like, hey, it's me.
Did you call it the baby door?
Yeah, it's the baby door. I like to call it the baby door. The baby door. Ebony, that is such a great point. Crazy how Wendy finds a hotel in one night, but Charrisse couldn't. They were like, we don't know her. I really
See? There's no way. I don't understand. And that's another reason why I don't like Wendy, because she can go find a goddamn hotel. Bitch. She's like, I'm going to make you look dumb on TV, and I'm going to go find me a hotel.
Exactly. And that's that about that, you guys. It just was not, it was... What would you rate this episode out of 10, Shanna?
Frustrating.
Yes, me too.
In terms of like good or bad, we're getting there. It's like, how many episodes are in this season before we get to the half? Do we know how many more are left in the year before they take a break?
4 before the mid-season trailer, maybe.
We'll probably get to 11 and then take a little break.
Maybe.
Because y'all gonna have to, somebody have to beat up Charrisse or something. I'm gonna need a hard turn. I'm gonna need Blue Eyes to come out. I need something. I need something to happen because we can't be having to be continued on this girls trip for 2 more episodes. I can't do it.
Right. With these sweater dresses.
You're trying to squeeze out too much, and it's like you dragging this stuff on, and it's getting. I can't do it.
We can't do it.
Yeah, bring back Monique for a cameo and the parrot, and let's do something wild.
Yeah, bring the bird back to just attack everybody. The bird will take everybody out. Oops.
What was that?
My Siri. accidentally.
Did she say
Like,
skeet?
I just said that. She has an accent.
Oh, I
I
thought she
think
said something about
it's
skeeting. I'm like, oh my God.
Australian or it's British. I can't remember which one it is. Candace arrives and is pissed when she learns what happens. And her and Karen invite her to the beach party. And Mia is annoyed by this because she's still on a fake victim kick. Okay, so that's what we're gonna see.
Is that the preview for next week?
Yeah,
I
'cause
didn't
think
see it.
Princess was saying there's a 4-minute thing on Twitter, but I only saw 2 minutes.
Oh,
I must
I
have.
must.
Yeah,
Who
Charrisse is
tweeted
too.
it?
Charrisse needs to stab someone, or I am done with her. I'm so
Charrisse
done.
is dry.
Get the stabbing. Get the stabbing. Oh yeah.
Charrisse needs to try to do
Parrot died.
what?
Chala. Chala died.
Oh, right.
Oh, Chala.
Bring a new just
Chala. I'm sorry. I remember because she went live when it died. It was so sad.
in the movie and on TV, he died.
Oh God, no! It's true. Because the actor. Oh
no.
We ended so horribly.
Let's talk about Charrisse being dry. She sucks.
Yeah, she's dry, and you gotta stab someone, Charrisse. We're gonna need some. Get to stabbing, okay?
Yeah,
Why
bring
did
out
I-
Blue Eyes. I want to see what he looks like. I want if you're gonna antagonize this woman all season by
What?
just showing up, bring out Blue Eyes and let's just see what's up.
It would be amazing if Blue Eyes is a woman. Dun dun dun! Bisexual Karen saves the season.
Oh my!
We're going down. Then we're really going down. Okay, you guys.
Yes.
So our new goal, thank you all for joining us. Smash that like. Our new goal for Shanna, she hit over 300 subs. So our new goal is for her to hit 400. It would be amazing if we could get her to 400 subs by next Monday for the next episode.
Whoa, that'd be
Potomac.
crazy.
I did link it in the description, her channel. It's pinned in the comments of this live chat. I'll pin it again in the comments. So comment after it posts. Oh, you're serious in Australian? Right. I had a man voice and my husband was like, why would you have a man Siri voice? You don't like listening to men. I go, you're so right, child. And I forgot. And I get pissed every time I hear it. So he helped me change it to a woman because this is too much. And I was like, I need Australian or British because I don't want to listen to an American woman. Blech, you know. So
exotic.
Yeah. Exotic. So everybody hit that like, comment after a post, and subscribe to Shanna. Let's get her to 400 because 1,000 is just around the corner then. Any fun plans for Thanksgiving? Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
I'm gonna do shrooms, and if you guys have seen my stand-up clip that I posted, that's not funny. It is about shrooms.
Comedy Dynamics?
Yeah.
I love it. I didn't know you did a Comedy Dynamics special, or did I?
I did it in 2018. I wasn't ready for it. I don't want to watch it. I'm pretty sure it sucks, and I'm pretty sure they did a lot of editing. They did a lot of editing to make it look as good as it did because I got super nervous, and so
it looks great.
If you feel like watching it, I think it comes out next week on Pluto because they release 2 episodes every Tuesday, and I'm on episode 5. So I think next week will be mine. But other than that, I want to do shrooms on Thursday, and then I have shows at Tacoma Comedy Club because I didn't make the finals of the contest.
What? I forgot to ask you.
It's
a setup, just like a setup with Mia. They set you up.
But I'm thinking I want to go live maybe this weekend or something to kind of like cover all of it. If anybody wants to like hang out on Saturday after like 2 days of eating turkey and like
I'll be there.
Chat about the contest and how it was, and
because I want to hear about this because do you know who won? Did anyone win it yet or not yet?
It's still this week. This is the last week, so they have shows tomorrow, Wednesday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So next Sunday they'll have a champion. It's 5 boys.
But
they're all very
5 boys. Oh
yeah, they're all very funny.
Good for them.
But I know, yeah. But yeah, I'm glad it's over. I'm very tired. Wait, Canada, where is it? Tamara or Tamara?
Tamara, I think it's Tamara, but it could be Tamara.
Are you in Toronto or are you in some other place? Are you in Montreal? Or are you in Ontario?
Where are you? Let us know.
Because there was a girl in the contest who's from Toronto, and she told me every night. She's like, there are so many fans of yours in Toronto. I'm like, I've never been there. I don't know how people know.
Who was the Canadian?
Her name was Angelica Scanura.
Oh, I think I asked you this before.
And she's like, I posted a story of me and her on my Instagram, and she's like, everybody in Toronto was like, you're on the show with Shanna Christmas. I'm like, who the are these people?
How do these Canadians know about me?
I don't know, but I think it's so cool that I'm like some kind of a legend. So
Right. Shanna, where is it on Pluto?
on Pluto TV, it's under it's called Coming to the Stage. Is what the
Yeah, it's
show is
Comedy
called.
Dynamics. It might be under too, but Coming to the
Yeah.
Stage is the actual show. Yep.
Name of the show, and I'm on episode 5, so it'll be next week. But you can watch some other episodes too, because quite a few of my friends are in the other episodes too. Different seasons.
Fun.
Yeah.
Tamara says we need more women comedians. Oh, I always want to go to Montreal, and we
You haven't been?
No, I've never. I've only performed in Edmonton.
Me
That's
too.
it. Mhm.
I've crashed JFL one year. Had a lot of fun. I've done shows up there before.
The singer still the head of
He
it
was
at
still
that
there.
time?
I think it was the last time he was there.
Mm.
But I crashed it. I showed up. I knew everybody there. I was getting free drinks. I was getting free passes.
I love when I did a comedy festival in Atlanta and Shanna crashed it, and it was amazing because the main guy, remember, he would get so uncomfortable. He gets uncomfortable very easily, but he got so uncomfortable, and it was
I just love showing up to shit uninvited and being like, oh. But people get so excited, like, are you on this? You should be on this. Why aren't you on this? I'm like, I don't know. Ask them.
And that's the year that they did a comedy festival in Atlanta, and they admitted like 0 Black women.
They had 60 comedians, 0 Black women, and nobody saw a problem with that. And I was like, I was right up there on Facebook, like, this is stupid. And so I was like,
I was posting, and I was one of the comedians, and people were like, "You're gonna get kicked out." I'm like, "Who cares? This is bullshit." It's Atlanta, and there's not one Black woman. And the Atlanta local scene alone with Black women is full of hilarious comedians who are like well established but could still use the industry, but do their own shit and are hilarious. I'm just like, how did this pass? And it really made them hopefully look at who was judging these entries and shit, and like, how did you not catch that?
Did you see the latest one this year? They have near the whole festival is Black people. I was like, look at all these Black folks. I mean, I didn't see
they overcorrected.
It was like shifted. Now it's a Black festival.
Don't you love when they do that? They're like overcorrect somewhere. You're like, listen, you could solve this with but also awesome, and you should, because that was so crazy that year that there was not one Black woman. That was insane. Dang, there was just 2. It was crazy.
Yeah. So that's potentially go live on Saturday. We'll talk about the thing. Me and Joleen are going to come to Montreal and Toronto.
Yep. We're going up. We got to name our tour. We need a name. Head and Bread, but that's a you thing. I can't get Head.
We'll figure something out, because I've made up the names of my shows and stuff are always very inappropriate. I had a Black Chicks and Pink Dick show.
I liked the name of that show.
I know.
And you had merch.
I had Tits and Giggles. I'm always doing something inappropriate.
Do you still have those pins for the?
I do. I still have to have like 6 left. I don't sell them anymore, but I think I have 6 left. But
you should sell. I gotta buy one.
We'll think about a fun name of a tour, and we'll come up to Montreal and Toronto at some point.
Yeah,
it'll be fun.
We'll kill it.
I know people there, so we can find a place to sleep. No problem.
And you're a huge celebrity in Canada, so there you go. And I'm like half Canadian from Minnesota. Like, we're pretty Canadian. Okay. All right, you guys. If we don't talk to you before Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. Shanna, enjoy your shrooms.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.